Happy Thursday, everyone. I know a lot of people are sick or tired of me talking about the Epstein Files and I should just let it go and stop talking about it. It's not irrelevant at this point anymore. We have bigger things to talk about and bitter things to fry. And including President Trump, this is what he has to say to me because I kept talking about Trump. Take a listen.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
Beautiful.
And are people still talking about this guy, this
Yes.
creep? That is unbelievable.
Right?
Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I do.
I mean,
You
I
need
can't
answers.
believe you're
The
asking
American
a question
people need
on
answers.
Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also
Wonderful.
tragedy.
Yes, we're still talking about it. I'm still talking about it. So I'm sorry to say I'm still going to be talking about the Epstein Files because we need transparency and accountability. Welcome back, everyone, to That's It. Yes, I'm still talking about it because I just don't know how anyone can sleep at night each and every day and let these abusers get away with human trafficking and having sex with underage girls and just be okay with it. And then just tell the American people, there's nothing there, there's nothing to see, there's no videos, even though Pam Bondi said that she reviewed thousands of videos, thousands of pornography with underage girls, but there's no video. Cash Patel went on Joe Rogan. There's no videos. If there was videos, wouldn't you think I would just release the videos? Dan Bongino, Epstein killed himself. There's nothing there. There's no file. He killed himself. Like gaslighting us, gaslighting the public when they the ones that went on social media, went on Fox News, went on these different podcasts, saying there's going to be accountability, transparency, everything. Pam said that there was the Epstein file was on her desk, ready to review, blah, blah, blah. Was that all a lie? Was it all a lie? Did you have the actual files on your desk with, Epstein, MLK, JFK? Do you, or you were just saying that just to please the public, just to get us all excited, thinking that this new administrator, Trump administrator, would do the right thing and held the abusers accountable for their actions and they would be prosecuted for the things that they did? No, did not. They covering up. They call themselves the Department of Justice. I call it Department of Corruption because there's no truth, there's no transparency. Each and one of them are lying, and I understand they have a job to do. I understand they have a boss that they have to answer to and answer for. However, you lied to the American people because you told all of us during the campaign, including Trump, that there is going to be accountability, that you will release the Epstein files, you will release the MLK files, the JFK files. And where is it? There's nothing there. We shouldn't be talking about Epstein. Why are we talking about him for? He's irrelevant. He's a creep. He's been dead for 6 years. Why are we continuing to talk about it? No, you told the people that you were going to release the Epstein files. You told the American people there were going to be transparency. You told the American people there was going to be accountability, and then you just flat out lied to us. And now you're saying there's nothing there, no blackmail, no videos, nothing. So how do you expect the American people to believe anything that comes out of your mouth? I sure don't. Because the government is full of lies and corruption and deceit. It's like making a deal with the devil. Lie, kill, and steal. That's what the devil do. And that's what the government is doing, the DOJ. They don't care about their people. They don't care about the victims. They're only protecting their own. They're only protecting the pedophiles. That's exactly what they're doing. And it's utterly disgusting and pitiful. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand why they want us to move on, sweep this underneath the rug, and talk about Roseanne O'Donnell. Like, Roseanne O'Donnell is irrelevant. She doesn't really freaking matter, you guys, okay? She's in Ireland, living her best life. Why the hell are we talking about Rosie O'Donnell when we should be talking about the pedophiles that abuse young children? That's what we should be talking about. We don't give a shit about Rosie O'Donnell. I don't give a shit about her, okay, respectfully. I really don't. I care about justice. I care about that this will never ever happen again. And by letting them, and when I mean them, the DOJ, letting these pedophiles, these abusers get away, you just not holding them accountable. You telling them it's okay to have sex with underage girls. You telling them that it's okay to do the horrible, disgusting things to young kids. Can you imagine if the DOJ told you, and I'm talking to parents out there, that, what happened to your child, it didn't matter. Nothing happened. There's nothing there for you just to let it go. Can you let it go, honestly? If someone harmed your child, could you honestly let it go? Could you honestly lay down, put your head on a pillow, and lay down each and every night and just let it go? I will hope that you wouldn't want to let it go. I will hope that you want to fight for justice for your child. And that's exactly that we should be doing, fighting justice for these abusers. Fighting justice that this will never, ever happen again. And sure enough, they continue to let it happen again because they're protecting their own. They're protecting these pedophiles. They're protecting people from Israel that Epstein is involved. No one doesn't give a shit about Epstein. Epstein is rotting in hell somewhere, okay? Rightfully so. He's been dead for 6 years. We don't give a shit about Epstein. What we care about, the American people, we care about truth. We care about accountability, that these abusers should take accountability for what they have done and not let them get away with this. And that's exactly what Trump administrator is doing. I don't understand why. What the hell is going on here? Seriously, what the hell is going on? This is not right, you guys. This is not right. There should be justice. And where is it? Where is it? Where's the passion that I saw with Kash Patel in 2023? Where's the passion with Dan Bongino? Where's the passion in 2023? And now they're saying, oh, Epstein killed himself. Oh, there's nothing there. Like fucking robots. Like they're being programmed to say all this stuff. Like I said, they took the blue pill. Snap out of it and take the red pill and seek justice. Like, I don't understand. Like, they're, I guess, protecting their own or not telling the truth is more important. I guess being paid and following orders. But what about doing the right thing? What about telling the truth? I get it. They might be scared. They might be blackmailed. Someone's threatened them. But you know what? By you just shutting your mouth and just lying to the American people saying that there's nothing there, it's all Jeffrey Epstein, there's no one else involved, you're just as guilty as those pedophiles. You're just as guilty as them. And for them to say, case is closed, we should move on. No, I will never move on. No one should move on. Like the mega, they're upset. They're upset about this. And then now the people in the White House with Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino, they clashing. We don't know if Dan is resigning or not, or if he's currently staying at the White House as the deputy of FBI. We don't know that yet. We don't know if he's staying or leaving. We're not sure, but there's something going on between the White House. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that Pam should be fired, resign, but I don't think Trump is going to let her go because Trump's saying that she's doing a terrific job. She's doing a wonderful job, and I'm going to read the quote that he said to reporters that, she's just doing a terrific job and I'm not going to let her go. He said, what's going on with my boys, in some cases, gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. Not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Yeah, you're right about that, President Trump. No one doesn't give a shit about Epstein. What we care about is the people, the abusers that have been abusing minors. That's what we care about. We want justice for them. So this never happens again. And by you not saying anything because maybe because Elon Musk tweeted saying that President Trump may be on those files and that's why Trump is not releasing it. I'm just going to say this. I don't believe President Trump was involved with Epstein's human trafficking and the whole operation ring. I don't think Trump was involved in this. Was he friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 15 years? Of course. Did they hang out? Yes. You can see photos of the two of them on the internet. That's clear. We're not disputing that. However, I don't understand the secrecy. I don't understand why covering this up and saying that he killed himself when we all know that he did not kill himself. Epstein did not kill himself. Okay, the cameras was not working at that day when he was in jail, and I was told that that was the most that prison, excuse me, was the most what it says the most American, no, excuse me, the most secure prison in the United States, the most secure. So how is it possible the cameras was not working on his cell? The two security guards apparently fell asleep, which I believe that was all set up and staged to make it look like that he killed himself. So it can just it tells us that he killed himself when that's not true. And then the only camera that was working was the common area that any people that can go in at door 46, but they can't actually see his cell. If he really killed himself, show the footage of him killing himself. Show the footage that he ended his life. Oh, my bad, there's no footage of that. But apparently there's footage of the common area now in 2025. How convenient. And on top of that, which I told you guys, and which I was right, it was edited. Okay? It was edited, it was docked. All of it was just not the full footage. Even though it says it's the full raw footage. I guess not. It's not raw, it's edited, and we're missing a gap. We're missing a gap of the footage. So spare me the bullshit, okay? Because I'm not buying it. A lot of American people are not buying it. I know most of the Americans don't care about the Jeffrey Epstein case. They more care about the borders. They more care about the inflations and the war to stop. I understand that. That's important too. However, the most important thing as well is to keep the pedophiles off the street, to hold these men that were involved in the Jeffrey Epstein human trafficking held accountable for their actions. I just don't understand how how the Trump administrator can say that this is okay, that they're okay with this, letting it go. They're okay not pressing forward and investigating. Like, what are they afraid of? What are they hiding that they don't want to tell the American people? Now, I'm not saying that you should tell us everything. Obviously, some things you have to keep under wrap, and especially if you're doing especially if they're doing their investigation. I get that, but release the names. They know the names of their abuser. They know the names, you guys. They may not be a list, like I said, like a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I get that, but they know the names of their abusers, and they're not willing to expose them. Why? Why is that? Why is that it's okay? Why is that they won't expose the abusers that's been doing this for decades? I don't understand this. And I'm going to read to you what Elon Musk said on his Twitter page, his X page, and I agree with him. This is a very big deal. What the hell kind of system are we living in? If thousands of kids were abused, the government has videos of their abuser, and yet none of the abusers are ever facing charges. That's a great question. Are they ever going to face charges? Are they ever going to be prosecuted? Are they ever going to be accountability? I guess not. I guess they're going to let the pedophiles and the abusers go. Obviously, they've been getting away with it for a decade, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Case closed. There's nothing there. There's nothing for you to see. You should just wash our hands of it and then just let it go. That's it. It's the end of it. It's the end of it. But just imagine if someone said that to you, if that happened to your child. I know that you wouldn't let it go. I know that you wanted to seek justice if someone abused or molests your child. I know you would do something. But how is it that the American people are telling us that we should just let it go? There's nothing there. When there is something there. Because someone is lying. Someone's not telling the truth. Someone's afraid of something that they don't want this to come out. Now, is it possible that they're doing an investigation and they don't want to let things out? Maybe they don't want to expose, the abusers. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But now at this point, I really don't believe the government anymore. I really don't, because they are an epic failure to the American justice. They're an epic failure to the American people. I'm sorry, I don't trust Pam Bondi if my life depends on it, because she's just full of lies and deceit, and I don't believe anything in the future that comes out of her mouth or any of the government, because all they do is lie, steal, and kill. Just like the devil. Lie, steal, and kill. And what they're doing, they made a deal with the devil. All of them. Okay? And I thought this administrator would be different opposed to Joe Biden administrator, because they knew who were involved in this. They kept silent. They probably destroyed some evidence as well. Who knows? And Trump administration doing the same thing, and I'm very, very disappointed. I really am because I voted for Trump, um, and I don't regret it. Like I said, I don't regret voting for him, but I'm very disappointed that he's willing to have this case closed, shut, and sealed, and for us to move on and not talk about it and not get any transparency and not any accountability for people that's involved in this. I don't understand how they can, all of them can sleep at night and thinking that this is okay, and this is not okay, and that there's no further investigation of Jeffrey Epstein. The man didn't kill himself. Okay, clearly, Michael Bondi did an examination on him. They said they read the report. Really? Because I don't think you read the report. No, someone who strangled themselves, their three bones of their neck would not be broken. Okay, it was due because of his strangulation. That's fact. Okay, if you've seen pictures of his jail cell, there's so many sheets, orange sheets, all over the place. Why? Because it was being staged. Okay, if he really killed himself, show the proof. Debunk it. Show the proof that he killed himself. They can't because there's no video. They think that we're stupid. Okay, like I said, I watched the full 11 minutes of that video. Nothing. It's all edited. They just want us to make us say, hey, see, there's nothing there. There's no way Epstein would kill himself. He was alone in his cell. When two guards fell asleep, his camera was not working. There's a picture frame, which I wish I would show you guys, but I am showing it to you on the next video for tomorrow, Friday, that you can see that there's Jeffrey Epstein's cell, which I can point out, tell you really quickly. Okay, so the video that I'm going to share Friday, you will see Jeffrey Epstein was an upper tier. Okay, he was on L tier, and his cell was on L tier, and then in the middle is the common area. Now, on a graph, camera was working in the common area, but the camera was not working in his jail cell. Okay, so how is it possible that the camera was working in the common area, but it was not working on his cell? Apparently, this was all set up to stage. It looks like he killed himself. It's set up that the camera would not be working that night. Okay, so whoever was involved in the plan to kill Epstein, they made sure that camera was not working. They made sure that the guards was not around, so you wouldn't see footage of the guards going in and out. And on top of that, he was on suicide watch. You would think if a man was on suicide watch, you would keep monitoring him to make sure that he won't commit suicide. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if he wanted to commit suicide, he would have done it already. First of all, why would he do it when he was going to a hearing for bond? Okay, the first bond was denied. Then the judge granted him a second hearing to do another bond and hearing that he was going to come up with more money to be released. Why would he do that? Even his brother Mark said that. Why would he kill himself when he knows he would have been released, been on an ankle monitor, and also been on house arrest until the trial started? Why would he do that? That doesn't make any sense for someone who supposedly was thinking that he was going to get out because he was going to offer more money to get to be released from bail, that he would just end his life. Doesn't make any sense to me. Something doesn't add up, okay? I'm telling you, and I've been telling you guys this, people knew that he was working with intelligence with Israel. People knew that Epstein knew a lot of names that were involved. I don't know if people got scared that Epstein was just going to rat them out, or he was going to sign a deal to protect himself. I don't know. But all I do know that people that were involved, they were scared. They were scared and they were not willing to take that risk. And what they did, they shut him down, meaning that someone that was involved in the whole orchestrating of ending Epstein's life, they did it. They did it. They didn't want to risk it. They did it. And they set it up and staged as a suicide. Listen, if the man wanted to kill himself, he would have done it a long time ago. He had sleep apnea. He had that machine with the long cord. He could have just ended his life right there. He had a pen. He could have just stabbed it in his neck. You know what I mean? There was so many ways and opportunity for this man to kill himself. And he seemed like the type that he wouldn't do that anyway. He seemed so arrogant and smug that he would have got off. You know what I mean? Because he had that sweetheart deal that Alex McCosta did for him back in 2018, I believe. So come on now. You know what I mean? Like, who you fooling? You're not fooling me, and you're not fooling the American people, okay? Now, some people think that he did in his life. That's fine. Everyone's entitled to his opinion. I don't believe that at all. And I don't know, you guys, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't know if we will ever find out the truth about the names that were involved in the human trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein. You know, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. And I don't know if the names are going to be revealed or not. I hope it does. You know what I mean? The truth always wins. You know, when you make a deal with the devil and you keep lying and lying and lying, the truth always wins. It always comes out. And I don't believe anything that comes out of Pam's mouth, Kash Patel, Dan as well. I really don't. They're all liars. They're all trying to protect their own because someone from the higher up is telling them to shut it down. There's nothing there, shut it down. They're afraid of something. They're afraid of something coming out because if you are innocent and you have nothing to hide, then you would just show it. So they're protecting these abusers. They're protecting these pedophiles. Why? I have no idea. Maybe it's something bigger and greater that we don't know, that we can't deal with, or they're not equipped to it. An administrator, I don't know. But I would thought they would do the right thing. I would thought that they would get justice for these underage minor kids at the time. You know what I mean? So this will never happen again. But I guess, I guess they just want to protect these pedophiles and let them run free on the streets and get away with this. So, but hopefully, the truth will come out. Hopefully there will be some type of accountability, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not. But what I can say, I'm going to continue to pray. All things are possible through God. God can make things happen. When things are hidden in the dark, God will bring it to the light. He will. I know he will. He's the only one that's going to bring it to the light. I know he's the only one that's going to bring justice and truth, because obviously the DOJ, the DOC, the Department of Corruption, they're not going to do it. The FBI is not going to do it. The CIA, MI6, whoever, they're not going to do it. The government is full of lies and corruptions, and I will never, ever trust anything that comes out of their mouth ever again. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys on Monday. Take care and God bless.
Pam, if you can't do your job, we'll find someone who will.
I have nothing against Pam Bondi, but if you want to look for the villain in this story, we have found her.
For years, Bongino and FBI Director Kash Patel fueled conspiracies about Epstein's death. The case became a symbol for the MAGA movement, a promise to take down the so-called corrupt elite.
Folks, you're going to see a lot of names on that. The Epstein client list, there's a reason they're hiding it.
Bondi seemed to vow to reveal it.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
She now says she was referring to the whole report and not a client list. But officials like Patel, who once backed those claims, now closing the door. Tonight, Patel posting the conspiracy stories just aren't true. Never have been. The DOJ